Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Richard Q and this is the Electric Communion Podcast, episode 5. If you listened to my previous podcast, thanks for coming back for more. I guess you'll know what to expect by now. If, however, you're tuning in for the first time, well, firstly, hello. I hope you enjoy the show. In a nutshell, the aim is to chat to guests who, for the most part, are working within the Berlin-influenced melodic house and techno scene. If you're familiar with the city's label Innervisions and the musical output of the label bosses Dixon and Arm, then that's as good a point of reference as any. As in all good conversations, I tend to let it go wherever it may go, whilst hoping it will provide the listener with a useful insight into the world of someone working within the scene, whether that be a producer, DJ, promoter, or something else entirely. And maybe, just maybe, my guests will offer up some nuggets of advice that listeners may be able to use themselves, should they also be trying to make it in such a competitive industry. Electric Communion, Conversations in Clubhouse. Right, let's jump into this episode. We're recording it on the 20th of July 2023. And I am super excited to be joined by the artist Maicol MP, who hails from northern Italy, someone whose productions I've been following for some time now. Hello, Maicol. Thanks for coming on the show. How are you doing?
Hello everybody. I'm good today. I'm good, very good. Hot day today, very hot.
Yeah, that was a question that I was going to ask you because in the UK we've been kind of following news reports about ridiculous temperatures across Europe at the moment. Has it been super hot where you are in Treviso?
Yes, very hot these days. 40 degrees whole day from 1 week ago. It's very difficult. Very difficult
to kind of just get on with things, I guess.
Yes, to do all things with this temperature. It's insupportable.
I bet. Well, thanks for agreeing to be on the show. We've been chatting for some time, haven't we now, about doing this, so it's great to be finally happening. Apart from the weather, how's your day been so far? Have you been doing anything related to electronic music production today?
No. Today I'm my house. I'm totally in a chill. I was in the studio yesterday and the day before yesterday for my music, for my, listen new music, a DJ set, and back tomorrow and the day after. Regularly, I spend 4 days a week in my studio. No, today I am at home, relax.
Yeah, nice. Tell me about your name. Is it actually Maicol, and what does the MP stand for?
Yes, it's Maicol. My mother gave me this name, but in Italian version, with Maicol and not Michael, like Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan, The MP is a word that completes my artist name. M is the first letter of Maicol, and P is the first letter of my surname.
Right, okay, which is Fisher, isn't it? Or it's the equivalent of Fisher in English, is that right?
My surname is Pesce, that in English is literally fish. My name and surname is Maicol Pesce. My artist name is Maicol MP.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up. So you live near the city of Treviso, which is very near the hustle and bustle of Venice in northern Italy. Tell me about the vibe there. Does it have a rich musical heritage? Is there a good electronic music scene there?
Yes, I live in northeast of Italy, near Treviso. It's a little city near Treviso that called Castelfranco Veneto, and is located 30 minutes in a car from for go to Venice. And yes, good vibes here. I have a rich musical heritage. I think yes. I always listening different genre in my life, and I studied music in a young age, a piano. I started DJing at 17 years old, and then I graduated in electronic music at the Conservatory of Padua.
What was it that got you into electronic music and DJing in the first place?
When I was young, in the first club, this person that represent the club, the situation, and I like this stuff. The first time I listen tech house, minimal house, all together. But for me, the time, new things and magic for me, pure love, instantly pure love.
Can you tell me about some of the producers and DJs that you liked when you were younger?
Here in Italy, I listen Marco Carol at the time, Monica Cruz, Sven Watt, Emanuele Inglese, Paolo Bolognesi, Marco Farfa, Giuliano Veronese. And my preferred when I was young here in my zone is Francesco Di Tropea.
Now, coming back to present day, there's some really fantastic producers from the melodic house scene coming out of Italy at the moment, you know, such as the duo Glowal and Ivory, just to name a few, which to me that suggests that the melodic house and techno scene is, you know, really thriving, really doing well over in Italy at the moment. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yes, of course, Ivory, Global, per me Augi, Taiga, Toto Chiavetta, Musumeci, all Italians DJs. Stereocalypse, Lear, Aldebaran, Dodi Palese, Paquin, Pavian Carlos, Pergola, Tamburi Neri, Anders Preke. Yes, a good mention, a special mention for my friends and artists, my friend Asper, my friend Janet, my friends Philip Auster and Bumpo, and my friend Steedo.
Yeah, I mean, you've just mentioned some really fantastic producers who, you know, at the top of the game at the moment, such as Augie as well. He's from Milan, I believe. Do you have a personal favourite at the moment?
For me, it's Ivory. Okay, he's my friend. I know you. He's a good person, but he's a very big artist. Very big artist because he composed a lot, many tracks. Only track is a very good track. Okay, you know, your DJ set is very good, and yes, for me is I see is the perfection for me because have these three elements: a good DJ set, a good production, and is a good person like a Trikk, okay, you know, or other artists, but Italian artists at the moment, big, yes, Ivory.
Sure. I mean, it does seem that everything he touches at the moment, you know, is pure gold. He released a fantastic album on Innervisions, I think, was it last year? Last year now, which was amazing. And every remix that he releases is just absolute, magic. Yeah, I agree. Certainly one of the best producers out there at the moment for me too. Now, I read on one of your biogs, I think on Resident Advisor, that when you were younger, you took several visits to Berlin, which really had a huge influence and impact on your sound and your desire to be a producer. Can you tell me a little bit more about those trips to Berlin?
When I went to Berlin, I found new influences and different ways to do experience in the club, from the sound system to the venue. This concept 10 years ago don't exist here where I live. And I remember one of my best nights in Berlin, in my favorite club, Watergate, with this artist called Tone of Arc. And amazing. This artist in live at Watergate all night, pure magic. Different sound, all people dance, no phone. Yes, good people, good avenue, good music, good city. Yeah, for me, is very another pure magic in my life.
So at the time when you saw Torn of Arc and you mentioned that what they were doing was much different to what was happening in Italy. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that?
Yeah, because his music, for example, composed with your instrument, physical instrument, plus a real bass guitar in live, plus your voice in live. Never seen this stuff in Italy. Maybe yes now or in the last year, but before COVID, never here. And these guys at Watergate play with your PC, instruments, hardware, bass guitar, and he sing on your track. Amazing. And they compose deep house music, techno. Okay, here in Italy from 15 years ago and now, always I listen tech house music. Tech house music is very clear, drum, bass, maybe some vocals, but stop, never other instruments. And for me is the bass. No, listen tech house is the bass. Now I want other in a club music, percussion, vocals, strange synth, things for surprise me, not the same stuff, everything. So for me, the tone of arc at the moment is the different from another artist 10 years ago. Okay, now it's different.
Electric Communion, Conversations in Florida. Tell me about your approach to music production. What is your DAW of choice, and do you prefer to produce inside the box, or are you somebody who likes to, use lots of hardware?
Yes, I like to compose inside and outside. Depends. The first track always outside, and now depends. Start inside. And maybe finish some details outside. At the moment, I don't use loop or vocal take from internet. I don't like this stuff because it's not an artist things for me. Is an artist thing? Yes, of course, but not for me. Not for my artist person,
Do you mean sample packs?
Yeah, sample packs, loops, some sound just recorded, is stuff from another people. I don't want to use this stuff because it's not my sound, it's not my art inside.
So you produce all your sounds organically yourself?
Yes. Sometimes I have my old recording, or I recording the at the moment when I make the track. Yeah. I have a microphone, I rec, and the game is done. Yes, it's simple for me.
And did I hear you mention before that your DAW is Logic?
No, I use Ableton. Logic for me, yes, I know Logic, but I prefer use Ableton. Ableton, yes.
Yeah, Ableton does seem to be most producers' DAW of choice, certainly on the melodic house scene, although quite a few guests I've spoke to, such as Reg, do like using Fruity Loops as well. So you talked about your studio. Where actually is your studio? Is it at home, or do you have a studio somewhere else?
My studio is in Treviso, not in my house. I have a studio in my house, but it's little. Now I have this studio with Asper and Technicolor, my two friends. And now I work there in my studio called Acrylic Studio.
Right. And is that a studio that you own, or do you rent it out?
The studio is my studio, but is the studio also the studio of Asper and the studio of Technicolor. And when I go to the studio, I stay alone. One day, one person, other day, another person. And in this way, no problems. No problems with my friends. Okay,
Okay, so you make a kind of timetable about who goes to the studio on what days. And tell me about some of the equipment that you do use that you could not do without. Is there one piece of, equipment, one piece of studio gear that you just love using, you really could not go without in terms of making the music that you make?
My best instrument that I use is a Moog Sub 37. Is a synth, super synth, and this synth together an effects, external effects, one reverb and one delay from Strymon. The Big Sky and the timeline delay from Strymon are amazing effects after the sound of synth. Synth plus these two effects, boom, and they make everything: a melody, the pad, FX, groove, bass, all things. Not kick, of course.
And are you somebody who likes to always experiment with new equipment, different software, or are you happy to kind of stick with?
Yes, every time that I start a new project, I open a new UST or I try new effects or plugin, and I have new stuff, new things, new idea. I try to compose in always in a different way, and I try to make that I want.
You talked about projects. Tell us, if you can, about some of the things that you're currently working on in the studio.
Okay, at the moment, I work one track now, in this moment, that will be out next year. Strange track because is 100 BPM, and I work with Janet about two new tracks. These tracks are really bomb tracks for me, and I hope for everything, for the people that they like this sound. And I work to another EP for another label.
But you said about 100 BPM. Obviously, that's pretty slow, isn't it? So we can expect something different from you, quite chilled out.
I make this track before I want, yes, my genre, my influence, but in a different way. You know, at this moment, all artists make tracks at same BPM, 120, 121, 122, okay. But same style and same genre at 100 BPM. I try to make this track, and the final result is very good. It's very good. Of course, you can't put on your DJ set this track. It's only for a podcast, for an intro, or for your listening pleasure at home.
And well, while you're talking about podcasts, you've just released a new podcast, as in a mix podcast, haven't you? Is it with CDP?
Yes, today we have a new mix on GPH Deep page on SoundCloud from Copenhagen. It's from the Selder. And yes, it's out today. Really fresh.
Yeah, I've not heard that one yet, but I look forward to listening to it.
10 released tracks inside. One is mine, one is from Janet, one is from Asper, and one is from Taiga, one is from Lerm, and the other from Boris Shigin, Jan Ludwig. Amazing track from Jan Ludwig. Maybe is my preferred in this mix. And the new track by Vallon, or I don't know his name, how you pronounce Vallon or Vallon. And yes, and one track from San Francisco and one track from Amygdala.
Look forward to listening to that. And later, at the end, we'll ask you about how listeners can follow you and listen to your mixes. And we'll talk a bit more about your mixes later. I just wanted to kind of finish talking about, your production style. For anybody out there wishing to start maybe making electronic music, or maybe someone who's just starting out producing, is there any advice that you have that you really wished somebody else had told you, back when you started out all those years ago?
It's difficult to talk about this thing because I make always things alone, and I research the information from internet, from the other people. Okay, I found everything that I want at the time. One advice, maybe make a music every fucking day. Yes.
Just practice.
No relax. No go to the beach in the summer. No go to the mountain on winter. Stay in the studio and make a track. Okay. relax is good. Stay with friends is good. Make your experience perfect. But the priority is make music. If you want to arrive, when you want to arrive, you do work every day.
Yeah, so commitment.
Yeah, if you want to be an artist, a musical artist, you do make a music.
Yeah.
Simple. If you don't make music, you are not a music artist. You are only DJ. For me, for my advice, listen music, make music, relax, listen music, make music, go to the club, go to different venues, listen all type of genre music, and put your ideas on your PC and make music.
Now, you talked about the word relax, and I was actually going to ask you later on about, how you relax when you're not making electronic music, but I think now is a good time to talk about that, as you've just mentioned, relaxing. Do you find it easy to relax outside of making electronic music, or are you always thinking about, the next track? I don't know, if you're walking in the mountains, for example, are you just constantly thinking about the next track?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Someday, I think always, all days at the music. Some days, no.
What kind of stuff do you do to relax?
Like, for relax, when I finish with my work, I watch a movie, and I like go outside in the nature. I go outside with my friends, talk with my friends, and I like sleep very much. Yeah, I like sleep 9, 10 hours.
Yeah, good.
And yes, but the first thing when I up at the morning or the afternoon, depends, is the music. Is the music when I watch my phone. Okay, read the mess, read the email, listen new music, and after go to studio, using my console, using my PC, using my instruments, blah blah blah. When I finish, or sleep or watch a movie. Easy. This is my daily routine.
Yeah. It sounds like you live, sleep, and breathe, as we say, music, electronic music. I'm going to put you on the spot here, completely. Let's put electronic music aside for a minute. I'm a big movie fan myself. Tell me about a good movie that you've watched recently.
Tenet, Inception. Maybe I like a lot Christopher Nolan. Other movies, Arrival. But I like all films. But my preferred movies are Quentin Tarantino's movies, or Italian comedy movies, because it's very funny and strange. It's not the reality in Italy.
Sure.
It's a different reality of Italy, and it's very funny. And like the movies, seriously movies with a real concept behind.
Right.
That is the film that I prefer.
Sure. And you mentioned Christopher Nolan. I'm a huge fan of Christopher Nolan. I love all his movies, the ones that you just mentioned, Inception, and I'm very, very much looking forward to Oppenheimer, which comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Today
here in Italy.
Okay, I think it's tomorrow or today in the UK. But the reviews are just outstanding. I read a review today actually saying that it's the best movie of the century so far. So yeah, no pressure on Christopher Nolan, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to go watch that next week.
Yeah, anyway, also the music in the film.
Oh,
I like this film also for the music. Yeah, Hans Zimmer. I have the vinyls of movie tracks. The Gladiator movies. I have the vinyl of Gladiator. I have the vinyl of Inception. I have the vinyl of Interstellar. Amazing. This sound for me is for make my music. I listen this music, okay? Club music. I listen movie music. I listen metal music, and I try to found the better elements in all these genre and put together in my track.
Yeah, and I love having these conversations because I realize that we've got such a kind of a bond really, and so many similarities, because I am a huge fan of Christopher Nolan, but I'm also a huge fan of Hans Zimmer, and you just talked about Gladiator, and that is one of the standout Hans Zimmer soundtracks for me. I remember watching Gladiator at the cinema, and I remember
the cinema, okay.
And I remember when it finished, and
Yeah.
the track with the Lisa Gerrard, she's the one who does the vocals, when Maximus dies at the end and it finishes, and that had such a huge profound effect on me, and I love listening to that track now just over and over again. It is just exquisite, it's beautiful, and all Hans Zimmer stuff, but especially the stuff that he's done with Nolan, like Interstellar, Inception. Yeah, I'm a big fan as well. So that's lovely to kind of hear you talking about him so enthusiastically as well. Yeah, another connection we have. Electric Communion, Conversations in Okay, let's talk a bit more about your music and some of your releases. What was your first release? Was it a track called Roots?
Roots is a track that I made with Steedo. It's an original idea from Steedo. And I fixed the original track. And after I make two edits, ambient edit and 1995 edit, a break edit, okay, in simple words. Yeah, it's different to all my the tracks because there are organically.
Organic. I was going to say it has a bit more of an organic vibe. I was actually listening to it again the other day.
With element from nature. When you listen Roots, it's like to listen the nature. It's simple. Nature, Roots. Here in Italy, I live in campaign, so I am on the nature. The city is not for me.
Sure.
For me, I like the nature, the sea, the mountain. Roots because I live in the middle of nature here in Italy. We call this zone Pianura Padana. Okay, is a green zone, the big green zone here in Italy, located in northeast and in the north of Italy. For me and for Steedo, is perfect, in my opinion. And we try to sing it to the labels, and Kindisch accept these tracks. For me, are amazing. Kindisch is a big label in Berlin, sub-label of Get Physical, so why not?
And that was your first label release?
No.
Okay.
The first release that I have made is a remix with my friend in his label. After the first seriously release in a label of Luc Garcia, Ephemeral Music, with two tracks, one my edit and one edit from Massimo Caporale, another great super artist here in Italy, from Turin. And after, I make two tracks for Omeni, the label of Rancido. And after Omeni, Roots in Kindisch. And at the same time, one track with Anders Spreke. At the same time, same days in 2020, yes. One EP in Kindisch and one EP in Receipts to Mars with Anders Spreke.
Okay. And since then you've had a string of releases on labels such as Surrealism, we'll talk about that track in a little bit, Terranova, Future Frequencies. Has your approach or methods to production kind of evolved, changed since you first started out making electronic music? Has the process, got easier? Do you still have moments where you find it hard to get inspiration? You find it hard to create a sound in which you first imagined it?
Yes. For taking inspiration, I go to the clubs or I listen new music. When I have a new idea, I go to the computer and I make the track. One time is finish the track, I try to put on the label that I want. If not, the other people, the other owner of labels, they ask me if I have a new tracks for the labels. And sometimes for me it's good because I like the label or this track for this label. Sometimes no, but yes, the hard part in all this is create a track that works. After is easier for me, of course. When I make a track, I don't think create a track for a specific label. I make just a track that I like, that I want to play in my DJ set. Or example for a Trikk or for Ivory, play this track. I like the track. Okay, it's good. Export, mix and master. Don't send to artist. The artist play your track if like the track, of course. And after I receive message with, hey man, have you a new track for me? And yes, the game is done.
So you said when you make the track, you don't think about specifically a label. Once the track is completed, once it's mastered, then do you think, okay, who do I want to send it out to? Which label? Do you just usually send it to your label of choice, first of all, and see if they, bite, so to speak, if they take it, and you wait, and then if they say no, then you think about other labels? Is that how it works?
If I receive a no, I think another label. Simple. And I continue in this way. But at the moment, I having this problem. This problem is a problem for the beginning, okay? At the beginning.
Right.
When you are in the musical industries, the people are asked to you for a music.
Okay.
But 2-3 years ago, yes, this is the rules.
Yeah.
You send the music. No, okay. Restart, think another label. Send the music, another no. Okay, think again, find another label that you like, that for you is good or for your music. And at the first 5, 6, 10 times, yes, okay, I am happy, of course, always happy, but now it's different. Now I think I want track for a label, send the label, yes. Because they know you, who you are, what you do, your idea, your style, and must easier respect to 2-3 years ago. Yes.
Yeah. So I think, just to sum that up, what you're saying to listeners is, as you get more well known, as you get more established as a producer, it gets a lot easier for labels to kind of just accept the music that you send them, or you have a lot of labels reaching out to you and starting asking you, hey, what's up? Do you have some new music?
But sometimes it's not a definite yes, but okay, I like the track, no all tracks, only these two, or can you change these little details? And maybe for me it's good, maybe it's not good, but okay, one detail not change the every all tracks. Okay, so I rework 1 or 2, 3 tracks and resend, and they write me yes, okay, this way is good, blah blah blah. But depends sometimes. you do this little change,
Yeah.
but the track is there,
Yeah.
not change. Okay.
I guess it's in some respects the same as an author, or, a writer. They write a book, they send it to a publisher, and then the publisher goes, "Well, I like it, but actually, can you change this? Can you change that?" Drafting, as we call it. I guess that's part of the process. As a writer, I would say they expect that usually the publisher will say, "Can you make these changes?" As a producer, is that something that most producers would expect as well? I'm not saying you like it, of course, because often you're very happy with what you think is your final product. This is my track. But, do you think most producers are happy to make those changes to ensure that you get a release?
Try to change is always good. Okay, change too much details that you have think and you put there for a specifically idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's very difficult to talk about this because every track is different, every label is different, every people is different. So try to change is good, but the final result is different to your final result before. So it's better before or it's better now. For you, it's better now, but for me, it's better before.
I think I understand what you're saying, because from your perspective, obviously you were in love with the track that you created, and I guess it's how much the label want you to change it. Do they want you to change it to the point where it's actually almost no longer the track that you initially... Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
Maybe the tracks during 7 minutes, the labels want the track at 6 minutes. But okay. Change this synth, the cue of this synth. Okay, good. It's a part of mix. But change this synth with another synth. No, because I like this synth. If I change this synth and put another synth, okay, same melody, same notes, but different sound. It's totally different. So yes, little details good, big detail change the important stuff. For me, no. No. At the moment, no. Maybe 2-3 years ago, yes, but at the moment, no.
So let's talk about your latest track, Lilac Flame, which was released on Ed One's Surrealism label. It's been doing really well, I know, on, for example, the Beatport charts, and it's been played out a lot by the likes of heavyweight DJs such as Trikk, Aera and Ivory, just to name but a few. And you collaborated on this one with the Iranian producer Hamoon. How did that collaboration come about?
Hamoon wrote me for a collaboration in August or September of last year. I see, okay, we can try. He sent me his project, and each project I like 2 stems of 10 stems, and the other 8 stems no. So I delete the other 8 stems, yes, and with the 2 stems that I have, I compose the whole tracks. I don't know why, but this track, I have composed these tracks in maybe 1 or 2 nights in a very really fast way for me. And I export the track. I send the track to Hamoon, and Hamoon, yes, it's very cool, good, okay. Fix some details, and yes, the track is done. For me, this track, Lilac Flame, is a special track because there are a lot of elements that I like. I like the percussive sounds, so I put a very strong percussive elements. I like strange synth, electronic, the dark synth, and put this synth in a rhythmic way for the track. And I put also a pad synth for change your vibes before and after the drop. Strong but sweet sound, and when restart the track, most heavy and strong, and finish always in a sweet mode. This track is important also for another point, because I have made an original track that is out on Surrealism, and I edit female vocal tracks from Jeanette, and this edit isn't released, but the voice from Jeanette is very perfect in my track, but from Surrealism don't like, so no problem for me. I take the original, and this released track I keep for myself, and I play in my DJ set, podcast, or gig.
Ah, okay. So a kind of different edit of it with vocals.
Yes, vocals. It is the same track, but with the vocals from Jeanette.
Ah, I'd like to hear
that. And the title of the tracks is from your vocal, because is Hungarian poesia in English is poetry, Hungry poetry.
Right.
Okay, because Jeanette is from Hungary.
Sure.
And the Lilac Flame, I like the concept behind these words. And okay, for me, this track is a Lilac Flame. Lilac Flame original version, and Lilac Flame, Jeanette edit voice, blah, blah, blah. But Ivory and also Trikk prefer original mix, and he play only original mix. Okay, Surrealism like the track, good label, super good label for me. I'm very happy to out on Surrealism with this track, and the other version is for the other artist. Is an exclusive. Yes.
Exclusive. Yeah, I'd like to hear that sometime.
Okay, you can listen on Spotify.
Okay.
You can listen only in my podcast, or if you go to listen me in a DJ set in a club.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll try and search that out. That sounds interesting. You talked about stems, and I guess maybe just for listeners out there who maybe aren't familiar with what that term means, that's kind of like the layers, isn't it? The different layers of the music, the percussion, and the hi-hats, and I'm not particularly au fait on music production myself. Can you explain a little bit more just what the term stems mean?
Stem is one channel with one sound. So the tracks is composed to 10 or 15 or 20 or 13 stems.
Yeah.
What is stem? Stems are different sound. One stem is one sound, another stem is another sound. Example, one stem is a kick, only kick. One stem, only bass. One stems, only voice. One stems, only the synth. Another stems, another synth. The sound is different from one stem and one stem and one stems and one stem. They call stems, okay, but we can call a sound of elements or instruments of the track.
Sure.
Where Hamoon send me 10 different sound of instruments, 8 not like the letter 8 instrument, and I use only 2 instruments, the kick and the bass.
Yeah.
And for maybe another stems with percussion, but I don't remember very well.
So, if you changed 8 of his stems, was the track that he sent to you and the track when you obviously did your bit and you changed 8 stems, was it very, very different to what he'd sent you in the first place?
Sometimes it's perfect. Is perfect. It's perfect. Okay, for me, it's good. No, don't touch. And the other stems sometimes not good, or delete, or I fix it, or I change some elements, some EQ or some timbric, or I don't know. When I listen the good stems, okay, keep the stems. When I listen strange sound or for me is not good, or I change or I delete. I prefer delete because I add other new sound that I want.
Sure. And when you send it back and you say to Hamoon, in this case, okay, I've changed it, I've deleted 8 stems or I've changed stems, is he okay with that? Is that okay? That's fine?
I think he told me yes, because the final result is the track that you can listen. So Lilac Flame, and Hamoon receive this track. Listen, if it's good for you, it's good.
Let's take a listen to some of Lilac Flame right now. Yeah, you can definitely see why DJs such as Trikk and Ivory love that track so much. It's got those dark percussive elements which are right up their streets in terms of both the music they produce and play out. You can find that track on the Surrealism VA Speechless Part 2, which came out earlier this year. You seem to like collaborations because you have collaborated a number of times with a number of different producers. You mentioned Steedo earlier.
Yeah.
Has each time you have collaborated been a very different experience? And if so, can you kind of give me some examples of how each experience is different?
Yes, for example, in time of COVID, I make other 2 different edit, and I send this edit to Steedo. And Steedo listen and write me, good, are good. For me are good. It's different to original, but I like it. Okay. You put your name, Maicol MP ambient edit, Maicol MP 1919 edit, and the people know okay, that the original is from Steedo and Maicol. The other 2 is an idea only from Maicol.
Sure.
Okay, good. And the track Lanzarote, for example, with Steedo, the first part are stems from Steedo, and I re-elaborated these stems, and I put other different sound from my idea, and fix some details. And okay, good. Also for all 2. Yes, the key is talk with your friend. No. Is good for you? Yes. Yeah, you're sure? I make this. I can make blah blah blah. But at the end, I listen to the track. Okay, for me it's good. He's listening to the track. For he's good. No.
Yeah.
Yes, all works. I like to do these things in a chill mode. Okay, easy. We try make a track. If it's not good, doesn't matter. Okay, we make another track. So yes, is a work, constantly work, but in a relax, because you make music. You don't make a video or make other things. Music is different. Make
True.
music is different. If you are in mood, you are good music. If you are in a bad mood, for me, I can compose music. Yes,
Yeah.
so for this is my way to make music.
It sounds like
Yeah,
a nice way. It sounds like a very nice, chilled approach. Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
it's not because it's not obligatory to make music. I make music because I like.
yeah.
So when I'm ready to make a new music, I make new music. If I'm not ready, I listen music and stop.
I guess what you're trying to say is you kind of take that mindset. If it works, it's good, and if it doesn't, then that's just the way it is.
Depends of the moment, depends of the music, depends of the artist, depends from a lot of stuff of things.
Now, I remember last year you posted a clip around this time last year. You posted a clip of Trikk playing back to back with Jimi Jules at the Offsonar Innervisions event in Barcelona, and he was playing, I think, an unreleased track of
Yeah.
yours. And can you tell me anything more about that track? Is it got a release date yet? Was it a
Yeah,
collaboration?
yes, it's not a secret anymore. I have one EP ready with Steedo for Metrica. I think will out soon, next month. And we make this original track with Steedo, and I made ambient version, and other two original tracks always from me and Steedo. So 4 tracks from me and Steedo, and additional remix from Philip Auster and Bumpo. So the EP in total are 5 tracks.
Okay, nice.
The only track in this EP is the track that the Trikk played last year in Barcelona during the Innervision party at Sonar. Yes.
Okay, so we've got an exclusive right here on Electric Communion. Gonna play you a snippet of the track that Trikk and Jimi played during Offsonar in 2022 from Maicol and Steedo's upcoming EP on the Metrica label, out soon, and this is called Ants March. Wow, bravo. Such an amazing track. And having had the privilege of listening to the whole EP, I can confirm, listeners, that you are in for a treat. So keep your eyes peeled for that release date on Metrica. What's your opinion on ghostwriting? And I think maybe first, for those listeners who maybe are not familiar with that term, it's when maybe someone like a DJ who's not got the skills to produce music themselves, not got the know-how, but they realise that they kind of need some production tracks under their belt to possibly get themselves more DJ gigs, I guess. So then they go to a producer and ask them to write and produce a track for themselves, but then they release it under their own name. I guess that's how you would describe it.
The ghost producer, for me, for my music, don't exist. Okay, I make my music. If I out with a track with my name, is my track from me, and stop. But I understand that the ghost producer is a work, and if one person make a track for the other people, for me, no problem. It's good. It's a work. But when you go out on the music industries with a music that make it from a ghost producer, you are not an artist. For me,
yeah, for real.
You are a good owner of yourself, but you are not artist. For me, you're not artist.
Yeah, I understand.
You are a good DJ. You are a good DJ, maybe. Not a good artist. Maybe. Maybe.
Have you been asked? Have you been approached to ghostwrite in the past?
No, never.
No, okay.
No, never. No. When I make music, I make music for myself. Stop.
Sure. Now, you've just mentioned being a DJ, and you were also a DJ as well. I guess being a producer and being a DJ often these days come hand in hand. Let's talk a little bit about your DJing. So first of all, I noticed that you did a gig early this month in the grounds of a place called, is it Villa Duodo?
Villa Duodo.
That was alongside Aldebaran, Philip Oster, who you mentioned before, a friend, Pakim, and Bumpo, again, another, I think, close friend of yours. It looked amazing. I was actually looking up the venue today on Wikipedia. I think it was made in the 15th century, architecturally a beautiful structure, and you were playing outside. It looked like a beautiful day. How was because you were doing a warm-up DJ set, weren't you?
Yes, it was a very special venue, very special venue in Italy, and I play in a warm-up at the beginning in this open air, and I prepared my set because I know what the people want at the beginning of the events. You know, you can start to boom, 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 boom for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I recorded the set, is on SoundCloud. Yeah, I start to 17 BPM, 17, and I finish after 2 hours and 118.
Right.
So very, very slowly.
Yeah.
After me, Pakim, after Pakim, Aldebaran, and at the end, Philip After and Bumpo. Yes. The music, every DJ, good, very good, amazing music, amazing venue. The people listen music and dance in this strange location. You know, you are not in dance floor. You are in the garden.
Yeah.
You are in the garden with this monument. This in a hills. Okay, in the center of this city they call Monselice. Very, very strange, but very, very good, very beautiful. Okay, this is the Italian beauty.
Yeah, and if you're any listeners out there, I do encourage you to Wikipedia Villa Duodo. You spell it, is it D-U-O-D-O? I think it's spelled, D-U-O-D-O. It really is an absolutely beautiful building architecturally, and it must have been a very, very cool venue to play at. You were doing the warm-up set, as we said, and I've heard many people talk about the warm-up set as, you know, the most difficult set, really, and maybe the most important set, because it potentially could make or break what follows as the night progresses. Do you find it harder to craft, to put together a warm-up set than more of a peak time one?
I totally agree with you. Is the most important part of the set of the night is the start of the party. You do attract the people, and the people listen the first tracks and decide if it's good or not good. If it's good, start dancing, and if not good, not dancing. So for the artist after me, the people, dancing is not good.
Yeah.
So, after 2 hours, the people not dancing, there are problems, a lot of problems. And yes, it's difficult. I spend my time every night to listen music, new track, and new track, and new track, and new track. And I chose the best tracks for these 2 hours. In these 2 hours, there are a selection of tracks about last 1 year in my archive. So, yes, it's very difficult and strong part of the set, because you do the things for a specifically concept. If you put a random tracks at the beginning, I don't know. I don't. For me, I don't like. I not start dancing in this way.
I think what you're trying to say is it can really kill the vibe. You've got to be very, very careful about your track selection. Absolutely.
Yes, the vibes is the most important thing.
Sure.
So you can start with the right vibes, good. If you start with the bad vibes or casually and chaotic vibes, maybe,
everybody goes home. Everybody goes home.
No, stay, sit and drink the cocktail and stop.
Yeah,
but not dancing.
Sure. And you're also a resident DJ at a club called Sound Lab, which is in your home city of Treviso. How often do you play there? Is that a monthly thing, or is it a weekly thing? And how did you get that role as the residency in the first place?
It's my club. It's my club, Sound Lab Treviso now. When I arrived in Sound Lab in 2018, I play maybe one time a month, and now I decide when I want to play. If I want to play every week, I play every week. But it is not good, because there are different residents and different guests. So I play when the guest or when the other DJ play my same my genre.
Yeah.
If another Saturday the guest play tech house, I don't play before or after. So I am resident. I am opener in Sound Lab in Treviso with the other two guys. Of course, it's not only mine. I put the guest like Lerm or like Filippo Auster because it is my sound. I like, of course. And the other night we put other guests. So because is a club, organically club. One night is tech house, one night is techno, one night is deep. Depends.
Sure.
And the club is open only in from September to June, not in the summer. It's a winter club.
Right.
So we start in October and we finish in May, June, depends, because too much hot in summer to stay in a club.
Too many kind of festivals and other events going on.
Festival or disco or summer disco, in summer here in Italy. So now I am at Il Muretto, Jesolo.
Right.
Jesolo. I start every night in live, not in a DJ set, in a live. And after me, there are every time different guests.
What's that club called again? Sorry.
Is a Jesolo near Venice, very near to Venice. Is a city with the beach, with the. It's the summer town for the party. All people in the northeast of Italy go to Jesolo for go to the party at the night, especially in the weekend, Friday and Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. Now I am at Il Muretto, called the club. It's a big club for 5,000 people every Saturday.
And going back to Sound Lab, you mentioned Lerm, the artist, the Hungarian artist Lerm, who I'm a big fan of. And a few months ago, you did a back-to-back set with him. Yeah, okay.
2 times.
Twice.
Yes, twice.
I listened to one of your sets, and I think, I've talked to you on Instagram about how I really enjoyed the set, and I discovered a lot of tracks from that set, which I now play out myself. For example, Hyena, High. I spoke to you about that track.
Hyena, High. Yes,
I actually played that track on Friday when I was playing for my friends Avoy Night. I love that track.
It's from Cacao Records. It's a label of Hyena. Yeah, amazing tracks, amazing vibes.
Absolutely,
so, yes.
Yeah. And any listeners out there, I really urge you to check that set out on Maicol's SoundCloud. He'll give you that later, because it's a long set, and it's really goes through quite a few different genres. And it's a fantastic set, back to back with Lerm. How did that set come about? How did the back to back come about?
It started all from direct on Instagram for a collaboration, After he told me, I come to Italy at the end of the month. We can play together, maybe at some lab. Yes, the first time that I make a back-to-back with Lerm, last Halloween in some lab. Very, very, very good moment, very funny. I am very happy. He's very happy. And we decided to make another back-to-back. The second times was in April of this year, and another great time with him. Yes, not difficult for us to play together, because we listen the same music and we play 90% the same music. So for me is a very one of my best moment of my life.
And when you play back to back, is it something that just for you happens organically? You just vibe off each other, or is it something that you discuss beforehand? Okay, what tracks are you going to play? I'm going to play this, or is it completely spontaneous? You don't know.
Yes, because spontaneous. I start with a track, and him continues with another track, but with the same concept, and. In loop these things, okay, and we continue. No, continually spontaneity, yes. But I told to him before the night, okay, I want genre, but with easy elements. For example, a track with Ivory is good. A track from I don't know, Trikk is difficult. Okay,
a bit too heavy, a bit too
too heavy, too industrial, too experimental,
Yeah. But I think that the Hyena track is a good example of where maybe that's a little bit different.
No, it's very good example. The track from Hyena, High is perfect. Yes, all people like this track because are easy elements inside, but very good elements. So the last track to Trikk, Tamada, for example, the last remix of Trikk, Tamada, is strange. I like a lot, but for the other people, it's strange and not dancing here in Italy. In other clubs too, in Europe or in other country of the world, you put Tamada, amazing, because it's a different sound. It's the same sound, but in a experimental way,
No, I completely understand.
And for me, it's wow.
Yeah.
For the other people, I don't know. For the moment, no. Maybe the second time that he listened this track, okay, maybe he's good now dancing. Here in Italy, it's everywhere.
It's for an acquired taste, I get it. Something that has always impressed me about you is your commitment to releasing a monthly DJ mix. It seems like it takes a lot of effort. I know certainly from my own experience of doing DJ mixes, do you put a lot of thought into it? You know, are they very carefully curated, or do you just go with the flow?
Yes, it's very creative because I collect month for month the best promos that I receive, and I play these tracks when I recorded my new podcast. One podcast in my channel every month is very special for me because I put the best tracks for me, the best, and all unreleased stuff. So it's a very exclusive because are promos from friends, from other artists that maybe are just demo and not promos. So or you listen in my set, in my monthly set, or maybe you listen a track from 9th month, 1 year, I don't know, or maybe never, because if a track is unreleased, maybe it's released forever. We don't know. So yes, monthly podcast, very curated, and tonight I recorded a new monthly podcast for this August 2023.
Okay, I look forward to that. I always enjoy listening to your monthly mixes. And finally, how can listeners follow you for more information about your latest releases? How can they listen to your monthly mixes that we mentioned earlier? And, you know, anything else that you're getting up to, such as when you're playing out DJing?
So for listening my stuff, go to SoundCloud. My SoundCloud, Maicol MP. My new SoundCloud page for my collective music lovers is Acrylic Music TV. And for my news, for everything, go to Instagram, always Maicol MP, and add me in your Spotify. In Spotify, you can find me, so always Maicol MP. Everything Maicol MP. But yes, the best important for me is my SoundCloud. Is my OnlyFans, my SoundCloud. I call it in this way.
Yeah, and of course I'll include all those links as well as other key bits of info that we've discussed, such as some of the artists and labels alongside the podcast on release. Okay, Maicol, thank you so much for joining me on Electric Communion. It's been really, really interesting talking to you, and I wish you the best of luck with all your future releases. I certainly will be following closely. Thanks very much.
Thank you for your time, Richard. Thank you for this interview. I'm very happy. And yes, thank you very much.
Thank you again to Maicol for taking the time out of the studio to talk to me. And thanks, as always, to you for taking the time to listen to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed doing it. Don't forget to follow my Instagram page at Electric Communion for future updates about this podcast. And if you haven't already listened to my previous podcasts with producers Fade, Reg and Adrian Roman, as well as Roberta and Sarah, the promoters of the London night Nebula, be sure to check them out on my SoundCloud page or on all major podcast platforms. All the links are in my Instagram bio. You can even now ask Alexa to play the Electric Communion Conversations in Clubland podcast, and she will dutifully obey. Finally, you can check out my monthly radio show on Decadence UK on the fourth Monday of every month, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT via the Decadence phone app or website. Until next time, keep on dancing. Electric Communion Conversations in Clubland.